32 minutes, and they're through to a fourth final. Zhang Nan and Jiao Yunlei, last year's champions, Mr. and Mrs. Adcock, were defeated in the semi-final stage. So the next of our semi-finals is women's doubles, and there you can see we will be concentrating on the top half of the draw. But 2 Japanese pairs, 3 Chinese pairs at quarter-final stage. But let's make mention of Muskins and Peak from the Netherlands, through to their first ever Super Series quarter-final yesterday, obviously defeated by the #1 seeds, but my goodness, that is a step very much forward in their careers. So Matsutomo and Takahashi, the #1 seeds, the world number ones on the Super Series standings, up against the pair that beat them in the final of the Asian Games. Nidia Crescenda Maheswari and Gracia Poli, the Indonesian pair, in the black kit, the Japanese pair, Misaki Matsutomo and Ayaka Takahashi.
It's an interesting match in many ways, because the Japanese pair is a very, very steady pair, and that's taking them to #1 in the world. They haven't won that many tournaments, but they are a very steady pair. When you look at the Indonesians, I think they have a more like a yo-yo career, if you can say that. They have very, very good results, and sometimes they're not performing to expectations. So, but they have a very high level when they play at their best. And I saw them in Taipei when they beat the
Wang Xiaoli and
yeah, the best pair from China.
Yeah.
Which was a very, very good performance when they did that in the final. It was very convincing in 2 games.
Yeah. And
So they have a very high level when they really hit the high note.
But they don't always hit the high note.
No.
No.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Well, you talk about consistency, and you're right. This pair, very, very consistent. Their win-loss record for the year, 42-10, translates into 14 tournaments, 6 finals, 2 titles, German Grand Prix Gold, and the Japan Super Series, their first ever Super Series title in their 5th Super Series final. Well, there you can see that they had a walkover in the second round, and the quarterfinal against the Dutch pairing that I was telling you about. They were 1-10 down in that opening game. If you were with us yesterday, you would have enjoyed that. Fought all the way back before forcing extra points, but then lost that opening game. And then, having won the second, they were 16 love up in the third game. which I think I mentioned on commentary. I don't think I've ever commentated on a match where we were in danger of being won and lost to love, but fortunately that didn't happen. So there are Gracia Polly, 27 years of age, born in Jakarta but brought up in Manado, right in the north of North Sulawesi. Moved back to Jakarta when she was about 8. And her partner, Nitya Krishinda Meswari, 25 years of age, so she'll turn 26 next month, from Blitar in East Java. And of course the Asian Games gold medal has got to be their biggest result, and most precious result so far, I would imagine. So there are court officials from Hong Kong and Mauritius.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Ayaka Takahashi, Misaki Matsutomo, Japan. And on my left, Nita Kristinda Maheswari and Gracia Polly, Indonesia. Nita Kristinda served to Ayaka Takahashi, Lavo.
So umpire Daniel Law from Hong Kong calls for play to get underway. Now Morton, I can tell you that yesterday the Indonesians played against the number 3 seeds, Reika Kakiwa and Mayuki Maeda, pair who had beaten them in the World Championships, the Japanese pair, of course, taking the bronze medal. And it was 21-15, 23-21, so 2 games, and it was an hour and 12 minutes.
Imagine had that had gone to 3. We would have been sitting here watching them still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think we could perhaps have some long rallies here.
Yeah.
It's over. 1-2.
There was a chance for that to go out, I think. That's a very nice clear, good clear. Oh, that's called out. But that was a very, very good clear by Takahashi. She saw that her opponent was moving forward and decided to play the clear, and how unlucky she was.
It's over. 2-3.
We thought we might have some long rallies.
I'm telling you, we're in for a long one here. The interesting part, I know it's very, very early stages. But as much as I love watching Gracia Polly play, I think she might be the one. I'm not saying she will, but I think she might be the one struggling with the kind of game here, because she's so inventive in what she's doing that maybe, she can't help herself now and again trying to take chances, and she might be punished for that. So whether she can stay calm and cool and keep it going and not being too adventurous will only remain to be seen.
Service over. 3-4.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, they deserved it.
Yeah.
I really think the Japanese pair deserved to win that one. They played the positive, the aggressive badminton, and eventually they got it down.
Always present back support on Maswari.
Service over. 5-4.
Yeah, good placement of the smash towards the right hip.
Service over. 5-4.
Yeah, Gracia Polly. Lovely story about her. Well, I suppose lovely is the wrong expression, but tragedy in her family when she was very young, 2 years old. She lost her father, and that's why she and her mother had to move to Manado in North Sulawesi. And when they moved back to Jakarta, her mother had to sell clothes and really struggled financially. Did extra work to buy Gracia shoes and a racket so she could continue playing badminton. Here she is, one of the best in the world. She must have a mighty proud mother right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Service over. 6-all.
And I'm sure it's repaid 1,000,000 times.
Yeah.
Service over. 7-6.
I think the only way for this match really to light up, if you can say that, is to see that the Indonesians, Gracia Polly and Maheswari, are not getting away with playing too defensive.
Yeah.
That's what we saw in that really long rally. They lose it. If they play long rallies again and they keep losing them, means that they were forced out of their shell. And then I think the match can light up. But if they get away with playing defensive badminton and winning the rallies, we will not see this.
Service over.
Well, unfortunately, neither you or I watched the Asian Games final, did we?
Nope.
Didn't get to see it, but it was 21-15, 21-9 in 46 minutes that the Indonesians won. Indonesians in the semi-final beat the world and Olympic champions, Tianqing and Zhao Yunlei, so it was
8-all.
quite clearly a wonderful, wonderful tournament for them.
Yeah, lots of upsets in that Asian Games because
Yeah.
the Malaysian women's doubles did pretty well as well.
Yeah, round of last 16 beat Wang Xiao Li and Yu Yang. It's going wide.
Yeah, but you see, this is much better.
Mm.
The Indonesians are not just sitting back and waiting for things to happen, but when they have the opportunity here, Puli went on the attack and forced the error.
Oh, yeah.
Service over. 9-all.
You see, this is encouraging for the Japanese combination. Able to work hard, work on the attack, and win it. That matters.
Yeah.
That's out.
10-9.
That's bad luck.
Yeah, just wide.
Service over. 10-all.
Takahashi is definitely the most inventive of the two Japanese here. Her partner Matsutomo is the safe player. She's actually a former singles player and managed sort of taking a lot of things from her singles into the doubles here and play very safe. But to me, Takahashi is the more inventive one of them and really plays some very, very good doubles strokes.
So, as we suspected, it would be very, very close. There's just 1 point in it. Morton, I want to pick up on that because that is, to me, very interesting. Of course, Matsutomo, as you say, I mean, she was silver medalist at the World Junior Championships in Guadalajara in 2010.
Yes.
But of the 4 players on court, she is the only player that regularly plays mixed doubles. Now, for you to point out that she's the safe one, because I always think in mixed doubles you need the woman to be adventurous
Yes.
and really go for it at the net, safe in the knowledge that your stronger male partner is going to cover 3 corners of the court if you get out of balance or whatever, and therefore you have that freedom to take those chances and so on. So, hence why, in my mind, I don't disagree with you at all. In fact, I do agree with you.
But it's a very good point you're driving.
Yes.
It is.
Why is she playing mixed
Why
doubles?
is she the one playing
Yeah.
the mixed and
Yeah.
not the others?
Exactly. So, I know you and I have discussed before, I think her playing mixed doubles has actually helped her women's doubles.
It's getting her more adventurous and more creative.
Yeah.
We've seen her over the last 12 months or so really developing her game in that aspect. So that's good for her.
Yeah.
And I would say that Gracia Poli is playing mixed doubles now and again.
Very occasionally.
Yes, she's playing with a young Indonesian, and they actually managed to beat Sao Yun Lei and Chang Nang in the first round of the Indonesian Open in June this year, didn't they?
Kevin Sulkuljomo.
Kevin was the name. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a major upset in the Indonesian Open.
That's short.
Over 12-11.
Yeah, slight confusion. Who's supposed to be serving? Wants to test the new racket as well. Oh, that's way in. Yeah, that was a poor misjudgment. Mind you, I was saying yesterday, Morton, I think there's a bit of a sideways drift in this arena. Players, I think, tend to be more used to the lengthways drift, don't they? They tend to adapt more. Oh, missed opportunity.
She really worked it well. Maheswari here. Great opportunity she created for herself. Good follow up here.
Go wide. 4 straight points.
Oh, she is lucky. But that's actually what I was trying to say earlier when we talked about Gracia Poli. That she's very adventurous and she plays really good badminton. But you know, sometimes she's taking 2 great chances, and this was definitely one of them, and she got away with it because that defensive shot was going out in the sideline. But, what a chance she took.
Yeah, because there was a huge gap straight down the line, wasn't there?
Yeah. And that's where she's losing her patience now and again. And I can see against the Japanese pair, who is very safe and keep it going and attacking them at the same time, she kind of go a little bit wrong, to say inverted commas, mental. You know, I got to create something, and that's when she starts taking the big chances.
Yeah.
She also left that one on the sideline as well, just to remind you on it. So I think that was 2 signs of it.
I can relate to how she feels on court there.
Oh, I didn't want to mention, but now you say it. I know someone who felt a little bit like that.
Yeah, not mentioning any names, of course.
No.
That's good defence.
Yeah.
Well, the luck of the net cord.
Yeah, but I think she created it.
Yeah.
The way she sort of stepped into that one, she did well. Maheshwari.
That's a good return.
That is something I would like to see more from the Japanese pair. I want them to be more aggressive on their service returns. Obviously not just in this match, but in general. You know, we watch them on the circuit, and that is definitely one of the areas where I think they can improve.
Oh, she retreated very, very deep in court, Ayaka Takahashi. Just look where her feet end up. Look, back she goes. She's on that double service line. She's trying to defend that. That could be costly.
Yeah, but she can't really complain. It can be costly, but you know, she had a lucky one just previously, and you know, you have to give and take a bit.
You don't feel like that on court, though, do you?
No, no.
It's all very well for us sitting here.
Yeah, calm and collected.
Yeah.
And the comfy seats at the back of the arena here. It's so well to be philosophical about it, isn't it?
Yes, I know.
Very often they have a clash of rackets in that centre. The two Indonesians, and that's way in.
Yeah.
That's another sign. She is taking the chance in that one on the baseline. It's wrong to say it's nowhere near, but it's well in.
Yeah.
And, you know, you played, I played, everyone who has played, we would know when it's on its way to land, it's in. It's a chance she's taking.
Well, there's the opening game, 21-16 in favour of the #1 pair in the world, Matsutomo and Takahashi. 23 minutes for that opening game.
Which is actually not too bad, is it?
No. No,
and I think we've seen good badminton as well.
Yeah, I was expecting a longer opening game than that, I have to say.
I see that the Indonesians is having Eng Hyun as coach.
Eng Hyun, yeah, indeed.
He was a very, very good doubles player in his time. The best in the world, I think.
Well, he was certainly the Olympic bronze medalist in Athens in 2004 with Flande Limpele.
Okay, they got to that.
Mm.
But I'm sure he was one in the world at some stage.
I can assure you there's some very good crowd in the Hong Kong Coliseum this afternoon. There's been good crowds all week, but it's such a huge arena, isn't it?
It
That,
is.
you know, when we see shots of the crowd, we think it's a little sparse. It's not at all.
No. No, but it is a big stadium. I don't know how many people it can hold, but it's huge.
Yeah. So one game to the good. Number 1 seeds, 21-16 against the number 7 seeds from Indonesia. So Matsutomo and Takahashi. There they are against Koresia Poli and Nitya Krasinda Maheswari. Oh, again, there was the risky one.
It
If there'd been a straight drive down the line there instead of
And
finding the net.
yeah, if that was had gone over, it would have been a winner.
Yeah.
She is a very risky player.
She is risky, but you were saying earlier how much you enjoy watching her.
I do,
Yeah.
honestly I do. But I'm just looking at the circumstances of this match. It seems to be a slow haul. It seems perhaps a little bit slow shuttles. It's hard to get them down. You really have to work hard. And that's where she's sort of conflicting in her mind, I think.
Yeah. But it's good that we've got her playing at all, really, because after the incident at the London Olympic Games, you know, she did consider giving up badminton. In fact, I read a quote in one of the Asian newspapers after she'd won the Asian Games gold medal, and she said, after the Olympic tragedy, I almost gave up badminton.
Yeah.
And she went on to say how it was all so worthwhile winning the Asian Games gold medal and coming back and putting that
Put
behind her.
things
Yeah.
aside.
Yeah.
That's well left, isn't it? One of those tricky ones to leave. You can follow it all the way. And if you are right in saying that there's a drift as well, then it was going against the drift.
Service over. 3-4.
Oh, missed it. Little net roller.
5-4.
But I take your point, Morton, because there was an example. Matsutomo intercepts nicely, but she just plays the little block. I know it was a perfect shot. It ended up the perfect shot.
Absolutely, but she could have done so much more with it.
Exactly.
So much more.
But she went for the safe option.
She did. And I think that Polly is maybe losing a little bit here. She's losing her patience, I think. Good play by Matsutomo here. Out.
Yeah, and that was a nice smash from Takahashi across the body of Gracia Polly.
She's got a little bit more power.
Yeah.
When she's hitting, her smash is perhaps the strongest of the 4 players on court.
This is 6 straight points from 2-4 down. Rally. Yeah.
Over 5-8.
I was pointing out yesterday when we were watching the Japanese pair, Morton, how they've made a steady improvement over the years here at the Hong Kong Open. This is their 4th appearance. 3 years ago, they lost in the last 16. 2 years ago in the quarterfinal, last year semi-final. So always
moving forwards.
Always moving forward.
Yeah.
And of course you're always dependent on
draws.
But it's
and a little bit of good fortune now and again.
But it's a nice statistic, isn't it, that a
It
pair
is.
keep improving and keep doing better.
Absolutely.
Well, I know we're not at the mid-game interval yet, Morton, but I'm very much sensing that the Japanese pair are really beginning to stamp their authority on this semi-final. Oh, it's called short.
Service over.
Front.
Yeah, it's hard to see from here.
Yeah, we do have a line judge on that front service line. Earlier in the week, it was the umpire who was making the call on the low serves. That's nicely done. Good change of pace. And 11-6, the 5-point advantage is to the world number ones, Matsutomo and Takahashi. Look at that, that's delightful.
But I think you're right, the momentum is swinging a little bit towards the Japanese pair, I think. Indonesia have to watch out. They have to step up, start to follow.
Japanese teammates down here supporting, that's nice.
Mr. Park Dupont sitting at the top right corner. head coach of Japanese badminton.
And what a difference he's made.
Oh, how many years has he been there? 7 years?
I would have to guess, and I would guess at about seven
Yeah.
or 8 years.
But what a difference he has
Huge.
made.
Mm. At least 4 gold medals in singles in World Junior Championships since he's been there.
8-11.
And one we have to watch in the next match to come.
Mm. Okuhara. Well, Morton, when I was doing my prep about this matchup, I was really astonished to discover that the only previous time they had met was in the Asian Games final, because they're both such good pairs. I suppose the reasoning for that is that the Indonesians only reformed their partnership. They played together in 2008, but they only reformed their partnership at the Thailand Open last year, as far as individual competition is concerned. But, you know, with two pairs that are so
regular.
I was very surprised by that.
Yeah, but that's, you know, coming back to the point what we discussed earlier. You know, these computer systems, they're juggling up the draws and all that, but somehow have a tendency to, you know, people ending up in the same halves and possibly in the same quarters and so on. You see what happened last week, and then this week some of them play second round once again. Things like that. So it happens. This is hugely important for the Indonesians to win.
Yeah, a big gulp of air for Gracia Polly. Yeah, it was a grueling rally. What a delightful drop shot. Caught by the neck cord. Did it get deflected on its way through? Yes, it did.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
Came even shorter than anticipated. And here we got Eng Hyang in the picture.
Yeah, he was coaching for a while in Singapore, wasn't he?
He was, yes. A very quiet man.
Yeah.
Doesn't say much.
In fact, I think he spent some time in America as well, didn't he?
Yeah, lots of the Indonesian players have spent time in America with the, what is it called? Orange County, OCBC?
Yeah.
Out. It's out, yeah.
Service over. 10-13.
Oh, my goodness, almost hit each other.
Yeah, there is some confusion in the centre between the two Indonesians.
Over. 14-10.
Oh, that's a wonderful backhand. My goodness me.
Yeah, but what on earth was Matsutoma thinking about? He was way in on that sideline.
Well, Matsutoma obviously wants the shuttle change. The umpire's saying, no, it's fine.
Chance she took there, going cross court, falling out of court herself completely.
Yeah, there's that same smash again from Takahashi. Across the body towards the forehand side of Garesia Poli.
Well placed by Maheswari here. Very high when very difficult to get back when it's placed that high, chest height. And Matsutoma really was forced to try to play a backhand from a very difficult, it was actually right shoulder and not just to the forehand side.
Oh my goodness me! Crikey! How on earth did she miss that?
This is not the first time in history. Well played by Maheswari here.
And look at the frustration. Just controlled her rage at herself in time. Yeah, very wisely just taking a moment to
recompose.
Yes. That was an important rally.
Service over, 14-12.
Safety again.
Safety again, yes. That's better. Confusion once again.
Oh. Yeah, well finished off. Well worked rally.
But that finishing shot is really well played. This one here, cross,
Yeah.
not an easy one to play.
18-14. Service over, 15-18.
I know it's easy to sit and say from our position here, but I think Matsutoma did the right thing. And she is disgusted with herself that, you know, she was pushing it and the reply was hitting the top of the tape. But, you know, it could have been a winner. And she actually pushed for the winner, which I think was the right thing to do. But she might think it differently and say, oh, I got punished by doing it. And that's what I don't want her to do.
19-15.
Have the faith to do it again.
Yes.
And the belief. Yeah. Well, 2 points away. The world number ones from a 5th Super Series final of the year.
That's
Missed
out.
it.
20, match point 15.
5 match point opportunities now for Matsutomo and Takahashi. Yeah, well played. 2 games, 21-16, 21-15. And the number 1 seeds, Misaki Matsutomo and Ayaka Takahashi, through to a 5th Super Series tournament final of the year. A 7th final in total. Yep, Japanese teammates absolutely delighted.
Match won by Misaki Matsutomo, Ayaka Takahashi, 21-16, 21-15.
48 minutes needed for that victory and revenge over the Indonesian pair. A reversal of the result in their only previous meeting in the final of the Asian Games. A moment of victory and the big smiles for the Japanese players. Their confirmation, 21-16, 21-15. So our next semi-final is